Gaffer, it's only our second home game of the season when we meet Cheltenham at Home Park on Saturday, but we've won all but one of those home games in the league so far this season. Is there a secret to that, do you think, so far from our success at home?
I think the level of performance that we've put in at Home Park has been outstanding. We've probably just fell below our standard, maybe once against Port Vale. Apart from that, I think we've played really well. We've played with good energy. We've been exciting to watch at home. We've had some really tough games where we've had to dig in and come from behind a couple of times, but to have 12 wins out of 13 is an outstanding record, and it's one that we're proud of, and it's one we'll do our very best to keep going on Saturday, because we know that if we have the home form as good as it is here, then the points that we pick up away are really important.
I suspect adaptability has been as pleasing as anything to you, because we've had to win in lots of different ways, haven't we? We've either led from the front or come from behind, grind it out, play lovely football. You've got to do a bit of everything, and of course the approach from opposition changes as the season goes on as well. So yeah. I imagine that's been just as pleasing to you, the fact that we've been able to dig deep at times.
Yeah, and show different ways. So you would expect the games against Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday here were close games. They were tight, and we managed to show a little bit of quality to come out on top of them. And I look back to the Accrington game, which we were probably expected to win. It was a tough game. They started really well for 20 minutes, but we managed to weather the storm. Michael made a good save, and we go down the other end. And in the end, it looks like it was a comfortable win, but it wasn't. And then there's other games as well where we've had to face different challenges. And I think that's been the most pleasing part about our team for me this year, that we've been adaptable. We've been able to vary what we play. The players have been coachable. We haven't just stuck to one rigid system of this is what we do, and it's what we spoke about in the summer, what we felt we needed to improve on, and so far we've done that, and we've showed different sides to us, and we need to show whatever side's necessary on Saturday to win again.
We do. We'll return to that in just a second, but while we're talking about such a good home record, I also want to touch on the away one, because that's pretty good as well. We think we've equalled a club record, the longest unbeaten away record in the league ever. We think we've equalled 12, so hopefully we can make that one on its own. But as you say, the things have to go together. You often say that getting a point away from home, you double down on that by winning at home, don't you? And that makes the point look even better. But that's been that thing recently, making ourselves really difficult to beat on the road. And crikey, we've had a lot of mileage on the road this week. Yeah,
we have, and it's credit to all the players again and all the staff for coming through it. If someone had said to us before Bolton, you'll go unbeaten and you'll be in the semi-final, we'd have snapped their hand off. So I felt we probably deserved the point at Bolton. I felt we played well enough on Saturday against Ipswich, where we possibly could have won that game if we score first. And the big chance that we had then, we might have gone on and won it, but can't complain too much with 2 points. But as I say, that's why it's so important now that we back it up with a maximum 3 points here on Saturday, because it'll highlight how successful that previous week was.
The game, as you say, is against Cheltenham here at Home Park on Saturday. It's not very long since we were having this kind of conversation, asking you about Cheltenham, because we only played them 3 and a bit weeks ago on Boxing Day. How much does that play into your preparation ahead of the game? You've obviously done some of it from before, but it's an away game, it's a different circumstance. I suppose there's some things stay the same, some things change.
Of course, yeah, and obviously it was Boxing Day as well, so ever since I've been a coach, it's always a tricky one to manage Boxing Day, because you're not quite sure how your preparation's going to be, because it's out of the norm, because you're off on Christmas Day the day before. I watched the game back yesterday when I was off, the Cheltenham game, and I felt after the game it was a great win, and we've done well, but I actually felt we could have played better watching it back. Cheltenham's always a difficult place to go because the pitch is so small, and we didn't pass the ball well enough, and we didn't really use the space on the pitch that was available properly. So that's come into me thinking this week. We done well last time when we went to 2 up front against them late on in the second half, so maybe I have to consider that. But yeah, we're at home, we're here on our pitch, which is bigger, it's a better surface than what you usually get at Cheltenham, so we'll try and stamp our authority on the game as much as we can and put a performance in that gets us the win.
In some ways, it's more of an advantage to the team that lost the first game, the second one, because they would want to try and change things and work out where they went wrong. But they're going to have to look at an Argyle squad which has got 5 players in it that they didn't see the last time. We've had a little bit of change since then. You said last week it was a bit of a first for you, that you're going to have to leave some players out of the squad. You're going to have that similar problem, if it's a nice problem, as we might say this weekend. But how was that for you last week? And you're going to have to do it again. But it's a good thing.
It's a very good thing, and obviously, it gives Cheltenham something to think about. We haven't just got the same squad, so we won't be just the same team as what played against them last time. I say all games are different, so I always pick a team based on what's best, what we think's best to win that game on its own. And yeah, it was a nice problem to have last week at Ipswich. I think I left 3 players out of the squad, which wasn't an easy call. It wasn't an easy conversation with any of them, but I think the players are understanding that it is going to be difficult for me at times, and I'm going to have to make tough decisions. But as I promised them, it'll always be coming from the right place, and hopefully there'll be evidence behind why I'm doing something. Because I'm going to need everyone, and the squad all know that. Wouldn't bring the 5 players in that we've brought in January if we didn't feel they added to the squad. And the players who've been here all season so far have been working incredibly well. So the new players also understand that they're not just guaranteed to come and start. So it's a good place to be, and I say it's a better conundrum to have than having no players available.
And just finally, those 5 players, they came in very early in the window, but we've had all away games since then. So if any of them play at any point on Saturday, it'll be their first taste of a home park atmosphere, another sold-out home park atmosphere. I think our 8th, maybe 9th of the season. Incredible attendances this year, but not just at home park, also on the road. You know, you had terrific support in all the games last week, and I'm hearing, you know, massive sales on the first couple of days for Sheffield Wednesday coming up in a few weeks. So it must be nice for the players and for you to know that there's that backing.
And for the fans, it must be nice for them as well. They're travelling in their numbers up and down the country, and they must feel good when they see a packed out away end. It makes the day for them, and the performances that the players have shown, especially with that record that you've just said, if it's 12 unbeaten away from home, then yeah, you should be excited to come and watch us away from home, because we've shown we're in with a chance of getting good results. And I'd say the new players who are coming here, they're going to experience a home park atmosphere that's full, hopefully a home park atmosphere that's bouncing and it's lively, and I'm sure they'll enjoy it. They're enjoying working with us, they're getting to know us a little bit better, we're getting to know them a little bit better, they're understanding how we play. This week's been good, having a clear week, being able to train with the new players, so hopefully if the ones who play and perform, hopefully they perform well and they enjoy the experience, but most of all, we get what we come for.